Ma Yun's story dates back to 1964 in the picturesque city of Hangzhou. He was born into a modest family of musicians with neither startup capital nor opportunities for a luxurious life. At that time, China was in the midst of a cultural revolution, the idea of which belonged to Mao Zedong. Richard Nixon's visit to Hangzhou, Jack Ma's hometown, dramatically changed its image, turning it into a popular tourist destination. From a young age, Jack realized that this was his chance not only to make money, but also to improve his English. He began giving free tours to foreign tourists, allowing them to immerse themselves in Chinese culture while improving their language skills. At the age of 12, he purchased a pocket radio and began listening to English programs daily, which greatly advanced his language skills. Jack Ma never stopped talking to an Australian family he once took on a tour. In 1985, they invited him to spend his summer vacation in Australia. According to Jack, the month spent abroad was a real eye-opener for him. He saw a world that was in stark contrast to what he had been told at school, and it turned his outlook on life upside down. This experience greatly broadened his horizons and influenced all his subsequent activities. Jack Ma, after graduating in 1988, stayed on to teach English and international trade, earning $12 to $15 a month. Despite 10 rejections from Harvard, he remained optimistic, dreaming of teaching there someday. In the 1990s, he was constantly rejected when looking for a job. Even KFC turned him down. Being the only one out of 24 applicants without an offer, Jack attributes this to his appearance. Small stature, skinny. In the early 1990s, Jack took his first steps in business by founding a translation agency called Haibo. The young teacher saw potential in his endeavor, and within 3 years, his company was turning a profit. However, his partners lost motivation when they saw that the cost of renting an office was 3 times the income for the first month of work. But Ma was not about to give up. To support his business, he started selling souvenirs, clothes, and consumer goods. 3 years later, Haibo was able to achieve profitability without any external investment. Today, it is the largest company in Hangzhou, specializing in interpreting services. Jack Ma had no computer skills or knowledge of programming. His first encounter with the internet was in America, where he traveled as a translator for a Chinese delegation in 1995. When he first tried typing the query, beer, into a search engine, he was surprised that he couldn't find any Chinese products. The Yahoo search engine contained no information about China. In Seattle, Jack Ma first advertised his translation agency, Haibo, on a website and was amazed at its effectiveness. After just 2 hours, they received 6 offers from America, Japan, and Germany. It was at this time that the idea of setting up an internet company on his return to his home country was born. After returning from the United States, Jack, together with a computer science teacher named He Yibin, founded a second website business called Chinese Yellow Pages. Having no money to rent an office space, Ma set up his office in his own apartment. His wife and a friend helped him raise $2,000 to start the project. At the beginning of its development, the Chinese Yellow Pages project faced some difficulties. It took 2 to 3 hours to load one page of the site, which raised doubts about its demand. Nevertheless, after 3 years of effort, Jack's second project bore generous fruit. The profit exceeded $800,000. In the late 1990s, Ma was entrusted with the leadership of the International Electronic Commerce Center, a division of China's Ministry of Foreign Trade. A phrase from the businessman's interview about working in a government agency became a popular quote, "Love the government, but don't marry it." In 1999, Jack Ma left the state structure and gathered with like-minded people to found Alibaba Group, an online trading platform for small and medium-sized businesses. The company's name was inspired by an Oriental tale about a leader of 40 robbers who knew the code word to access a cave with untold treasures. The founders invested $60,000 in the project, and by early 2000, Jack Ma's company had attracted $25 million in investment, but it did not make a profit. Then, Alibaba Group developed a system that helped Chinese exporters find customers in America. In 2002, Alibaba showed profit for the first time, only $1, but after that, the company's revenue increased rapidly. After 10 years, Jack Ma's company's transaction volume exceeded 1 trillion yuan, $157 billion, and it had grown into a holding company with 9 major subsidiaries, including AliExpress.com, Taobao.com, Alipay, an online payment platform, and others. After another year in 2013, Jack Ma stepped down as president, leaving the chairmanship of the board of directors. In 2014, Alibaba listed its shares on the New York Stock Exchange with the goal of raising $1 billion in investment, but the reality was more generous. Jack Ma's company was able to raise as much as $25 billion. At the 2019 World Conference on Artificial Intelligence in Shanghai, Tesla CEO Elon Musk and Alibaba founder Jack Ma expressed a similar opinion about the main problem of humanity in the next 20 years: demographic collapse. Also, at that time, Ma noted that people should work only 12 hours a week, and the bulk of the work should be done by artificial intelligence. In October, Ma left Alibaba's board of directors to focus fully on philanthropy. During the pandemic, Alibaba and Jack Ma's foundations initiated a number of projects, including the delivery of medical equipment to the United States, Asia, Africa, and Europe. In November 2014, Jack Ma's fortune was estimated by experts at $32.7 billion, which put him in the leading position among the richest Chinese and in the 18th position in the world ranking. The same year, Forbes included Jack in its list of China's most powerful people, placing him in 30th place. Up until November 2020, Ma's fortune continued to grow, reaching $65.6 billion. However, the cancellation of Ant Group's IPO, as well as the imposition of a $2.8 billion fine on Alibaba for antitrust violations, caused his fortune to plummet by more than a third in 1 year. By November 2021, Alibaba's value had fallen by $344 billion, and Ma Yun had lost $24.1 billion. The businessman was ranked 5th on the list of China's richest entrepreneurs with a fortune of $48.4 billion. In 2023, his assets were estimated at $23.4 billion. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Activate the bell to not miss new videos. Your support is very important to us.